there, my name is Brian Orji and I work here with Inversion. And I will congratulate you for coming in contact with us, whether you've purchased a product from us or you're thinking about doing it. One of the things that we help entrepreneurs and employees do is to present themselves well in different business situations. So whether you're trying to defend your proposal before a panel, or you're even making a presentation to your board and your senior managers, these are very important tips that can help you do an excellent work and in the end have results that you will be very proud of. So join me as I talk about 4 or 5 tips or thereabout on what we can do to improve our chances of breezing through an interview panel after they've looked through your proposal and say, hey, maybe we like it. Let's talk to him or her. So tip number 1, it's hardly ever about you or what you're trying to sell. It's always about the people who are going to give you the opportunity, those who are going to approve your proposal and what they're trying to accomplish. So the first point is to have a clear understanding of what the results that they're trying to accomplish by supporting your proposal. If it's your organization, that is your company where you work, what would your board or your management be happy or be excited to accomplish by agreeing to your proposal? Now, you have to have a clear view on that. You have to have something called microscopic or laser-like focus on that particular outcome that they want to get. So probably your own outcome is that you want to get some money, or you want to get funding for your project. But it's not about the funding for your project. If your proposal is not about the funding for your project, let's say you may not get the funding for your project. But there's a reason why that project is important to your company in the first place. There's a reason why that project is important to your board and your management. So it's about understanding that reason and making your proposal all about that. Okay, so that's tip number 1. So understand what the results that the evaluation committee or the board members or the management would want to get from funding you. Maybe it's a grant. For example, you have this foundation that is very particular about entrepreneurship development in Africa. But while it's great for you to make a proposal and keep talking about all that you've done as an individual and all that your company would do for the project, it's better for you to make your presentation all about the impact, all about the numbers, all about what's going to happen in terms of economic development in Africa when we can stimulate entrepreneurship, all about that organization and how the organization will be perceived if it is part of your project. So it's all about whatever it is they are going for. And a very simple way for you to get that is by finding out what guys that they funded in the past and why. I know several grants and organizations that the number one reason why they give out the grant to a particular organization and not to another is clarity on the problem statement, clarity on the problem you're trying to solve. So you come in and say you want to solve a problem in what? Female genital mutilation, or you want to solve a problem in girl-child education, or you want to solve a problem in access to finance for entrepreneurs. How much do you know about that problem? The NGO is all about that problem. The foundation is all about that problem. This foundation is all about solving this problem in the world. Maybe they want to eradicate polio. Maybe they want to reduce the number of illiterate children in a particular part of the world. That's what they are all about. They spend a lot of time on that thing, and they are always looking for organizations that have a clear understanding of that particular problem. So it's never about you and your solution and how much you want to get. It's always about whoever it is that is your evaluator and the results that they intend to get by supporting you. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is you need to explain how you're going to use the resources you're asking for. Alright? And I see a lot of times that people make interesting budgets that don't have breakdowns. If you're going to be asking people for money, especially when you're proposing to them to help them achieve their goals, because that's what proposal is in essence. I'm telling you that I want to help you achieve your goals, so give me XYZ amount. There should always be a breakdown. People must have a clarity on what you're going to be using the money for in terms of budgeting. Sometimes a lot of people put things like administrative expenses, 1 million. What does that mean? Alright, you're going to look as if, first of all, you're going to look unprofessional. Then you're going to look naive. You're going to look as if you're just very inexperienced, and we don't have, nobody has time for the inexperience for now. Nobody does. Alright, everybody wants to work with somebody who appears to be an expert. So appear to be an expert by giving a very clear budget breakdown. In fact, I remember one time that I had applied for a grant with the United States Consulate here in Nigeria, and I'd given a budget breakdown to the best of my ability. But I realized that they wanted it even broken down further, because they need to be clear on what the resources are going to be used for. You've got to understand something about resources in terms of proposals. If you're proposing to a corporate organization, it is the company's money, the director's money that you're being given by somebody who is not a director, who is an employee. Alright, it's really not their money. If you're proposing to a fund organization like a foundation, it is maybe an endowment. So the person who is signing up for your proposal is not exactly their own fund, so they're not at liberty to do with it as they please, and there will be consequences for wastage. Alright, if you're proposing to a government, like I said, the United States Consulate here in Nigeria, if you're proposing to a government, it's taxpayers' money, and they have to be accountable for it. So you just can't come in and say they have a lot of money, let them give me. You've got to have a clear breakdown on what you're going to be using the money for. Tip number 4, and this one is a nice touch. It's about making a personal connection to whoever it is you've spoken to. A lot of times, these people who sit on proposal panels, if you get an opportunity to present to them, sit on several panels and meet several people, and they have a lot of experience and several ideas on how your proposal can be improved. Now, one of the nice things I advise people to do is to contact each individual member. If you can get their emails, go ahead to get their emails and send them an email thanking them for their time, and also asking them if there are any areas that they feel that you can improve. Some might respond, some may not, but I tell you, the ones who respond will give you very, very invaluable advice that will help you refine your pitch next time you have an opportunity to sit in front of a panel. So here's tip number 5, and it is: do not expect a quick yes or no. Sometimes proposals take a while to decide on. Sometimes there's so many competing proposals solving the same problem, and we've got to look for the very best fellow. So don't get impatient and say, I want to know now if I got it or not. Patience is key to send out proposals. Sometimes you send a proposal in January and you get the money in September. Sometimes you send a proposal in 2017, you get the money in 2019. That's the way it works sometimes. Alright, so that's why I say it may not be your number one source of income, but it's an important source of income for every business person or anybody who is going after a cause, maybe as an NGO or social enterprise. Alright, so don't expect a quick yes or a quick no. Sometimes a hold on, we're working on it, is just about good enough. Alright? So there you have it. Those are 5 tips to consider when defending your proposal before a panel. Thank you very much for viewing. To see more of our courses, please go to www.inversionafrica.com/store. And we've got so many materials that will help you not only become your very best version, that is being the very best version of yourself there is, but help you move ahead in your career and your business. We say we help you do one thing: improve your productivity and effectiveness in career and business. Until next time, my name is Brian Orji.